consider. Now, your question here is this. You have two questions over here, Diana. You sell products made locally in your city. Target market includes tourists that visits the city. We decide to sell them online because they can't travel right now. Cool. So if you want to target tourists that visit your city before interested in traveling here and not showing the ads to people who live. Now, put it this way. There are a few angles to look at your question. First thing first, unless you have very solid reason to believe that your product is only catering to the people who are interested in your city but not living here. Let's say, for example, if we talk about souvenir, right? I just want to consider using another angle to think about this thing. Since we can't travel, those who live in the city may want to consider sending this product to their friends from around the world just to remind them about the good time they have in the city that you're in right now. So sometimes we kind of put too much self-limiting thoughts or mind blocks in ourselves when we are considering building our content or our so-called something. So like I have another, there's another case talking about the local tourism, right? Like I work with Xander from Singapore. You see, a lot of people would think that there is no tourism, it's gonna die, right? But they really work well for local kind of like tourism advertising. So consider building something for the local. Of course, there is no more tourists. I mean, technically. So if you are really banging on tourists, I think it's very difficult. You are not able to target tourists who have visited your city. If you do recently, right, like what you mentioned, people recently in this location, that is recent and that is not happening. So your audience, I want you to start looking at different perspective in terms of building the business itself. I mean, the product can't be changed, I understand, but let's change the angle a little bit. Maybe create a demand from different perspective, like, hey, your friend can't travel here, right? So why not send them some local delights to them or local souvenirs to them to help them, to remind them about the good time they had in your city. Why not, right? So that's one angle, basically. And your second question is talking about people traveling in this location still work, but essentially, but of course, we definitely are looking at local travelers because international traveling is very much kind of like not happening at the moment. So whether these are the target audience that you want to target, then you can try. But yet again, we're talking about trying to look at the business from another angle. I mean, if you are really tourist-based kind of business, then definitely you are having a hard time. But yet again, we talk about the product itself has got many faces that we can actually try to fit them into and to see whether we can create some demand using different angle of thinking. So that's what I have for you. All right, so thanks for your question, Diana. I hope I answered your question. Now,